Good day, all. I'm Rodney Bosch, Senior Editor of Security Sales and Integration. Happy to be joined today by Jennifer Elliott, Director of Channel and Sales Enablement for Genetec. Jennifer's going to tell us what to expect at this year's ISC West show, what's new with the business, and offer some industry perspective. Jennifer, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks, Rodney. It's great to be with you.
Awesome. Let's get right to it. What is a leading product or offering your company is showing off at the show this year, and what makes it unique or special?
So I think one of the things we're most excited about is the latest version of Security Center Synergis, which is our IP access control system. And we have some new feature sets around remote enclosure management. And this is really exciting because this allows all kinds of customers to monitor and secure any type of remote enclosure. So traffic cabinets is something that, people tend to think of right off, but there are many, many other different kinds. There are tens of thousands of these across the United States, for different reasons, whether they be, public or private. And our solution will give customers the visibility over their enclosures and who has access to them. So rather than having to, figure out how to deliver keys, and then you never know if, the enclosure was actually serviced, if anybody accessed the box, and how do you get the key back? This way, it's all tracked. You can get customized dashboards and real-time information on activity patterns, alarms, and so forth. So we're really excited about bringing that to ISC.
Excellent. Any other product or offerings you'd like to highlight?
We will have something new from our Streamvault line of turnkey appliances. So one of the things that makes Streamvault, special in the industry is that it's one of the most trusted security infrastructure brands on the industry. It comes fully ready to deploy, so there's no additional work for the integrator to do other than actually start configuring the end user system. We preload the operating system, we preload the Genetec software, we do all of the system hardening as well to ensure that the server is cyber secure. And then that allows our integrator partners hopefully to make a little bit more margin because they can spend more time actually focusing on the value added work that they bring to the project.
Jen, we're into the new year, but is there something noteworthy with the company for 2022 you can also share with us?
Well, 2022 is a very special year for Genetec because it's actually our 25th anniversary. So Genetec was founded, I believe, actually in the fall, but we will be kicking off our 25th anniversary celebrations at ISC. To be honest, I don't know exactly what's planned, but I think if I know Genetec, we've got something cool waiting up our sleeves.
Well, I personally will look forward to seeing that myself. What would you say your company's overall value proposition is to security dealers and integrators?
From my perspective, really Genetec's innovation engine really drives a lot of stickiness, both with our channel partners and with end users. So, typical security projects do start usually either with video or access control or possibly a combination of both. But then, the long-term possibilities with those projects generally, relate to renewing service contracts or possibly, adding cameras or doors. With Genetec's innovation engine and the breadth of our portfolio, we offer our integrator partners the opportunity to develop a long-term value-added relationship with the customer. As we get to know collaboratively this customer better and what types of business outcomes or, challenges they're trying to solve, or sometimes we're even in a position together where we uncover something that maybe the end user didn't necessarily realize for themselves. There's a ton of additional technology that we allow or we enable our integrator partners to be able to go back in and continue that discussion and sell over time.
Excellent. And what do you see as some of the top opportunities in the marketplace right now?
As a service is definitely, I think, at the top of the list, and you hear everybody talk about it. So whether we're actually talking about hosted, deployments where everything lives in the cloud, or if we're talking about, integrators starting to develop their own managed service offerings, whether or not the system is on-prem, hybrid, or hosted. I think that's really going to be the next wave. In both situations, it allows for recurring monthly revenue, which we all know increases the value of any business. It helps you steady your cash flow and, be able to have a much more predictable source of revenue over time. But, slowly as the industry starts to move towards managed service, I think we're going to see some very interesting shifts around the relationship between the end user customer and security systems integrators. I think, as we see the convergence of IT and security come more and more together, I personally see where the security teams generally have more knowledge of IT rather than IT of security. So I think our integrator partners are very, very well poised to capitalize on that.
Yeah. The evolution of the relationship with integrators and customers, and of course the manufacturer, it marches on. Jen, as we wrap things up, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I personally am not a great big fan of Las Vegas, so it's a shame that show has to take place there every year. But I do really look forward this year to getting back in touch in person in Vegas with all of our customers, integrators, consultants, end users. I think, the last 2 years has been really tough for everybody. And so I think this is a very much needed get together, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody who's going to make it out there.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of industry professionals share your opinion. Maybe not so much about not liking Vegas, but they're out there as well.
It's not my
Jennifer,
kind of
thank you
but
so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. That'll do it for this episode. Thanks for spending your time with us.
Thanks, Rodney.